Alright, truck assembly. Removal, disassembly, cleaning, inspection, repair, assembly, installation, and test. So we'll get SC494097SCLE12, grease GAA, personnel required, graphite lubricant, dry cleaning, solvent, electrical tape. 3. Removal, disc tag, disconnect 8 traction motor electrical leads, remove cotter pin 2 and pin 3, disconnect handbrake connecting chain. 4. Remove 6 nuts. 5. 8 bolt U-bolt. 6. Move 4 sander hoses out of the way. 7. Out of the way. Move bolt 8. Lock washers 9. Clamp 10. Disconnect air hose. Brake cylinder line connection 11. Warning: components of the locomotive are heavy and may be awkward to handle. Use correct lifting procedure indicating lift device and/or assistance to other personnel to avoid injury. Note: to remove swing bracket pins, the locomotive must be raised slowly with a suitable lifting device so the pins may be worked out of the swing brackets. When removing and repairing brake valve, the components check air lines, pipe corrosion, brake splits. For loose connection, repair air lines pipe. It consists of the replacing defective pipes, lines, connections. Refer to TM 55 22 10 22 3 24P for navigation pipeline. Move 4 cotter pins 12 with the swinging bracket. Pins 13. Check to see if steps 1 through 5 above have been completed. And it shows the picture of the traction motor. Attach suitable lifting device under each locomotive corner of the locomotive, and check the location not to interfere with the removal of the truck assembly. Use suitable lifting device. Raise the locomotive until it's high enough to approximately 4 feet to clear truck assembly. Once truck assembly is removed, suitable sword hoarding device must be installed under the locomotive to prevent injury of personnel. Caution: be careful to avoid damaged pipes and wiring. 9. Roll the truck under the locomotive. Disassembly. Warning: components of the truck are heavy and may be awkward to handle. Use correct lifting procedure. Indicate lifting devices and/or assistance to avoid injury. Remove 2 cotter pins 14, pins 15, slack adjuster 16. Remove cotter pin. Move 16 cotter pins 17, 8 pins 18, 4 equalizing rods 19. Remove 2 bolts 20, lock washers 21. Disconnect 2 airline 22. Remove gasket 23. Remove 6 lock nuts 24, bolts 25, 2 sander brackets 26. Remove 2 L bolts 27, lock washer 28, 2 retainers 29, 2 bellows 30. Remove 4 bolts 31, self locking nuts 32, suspension safety hangers 33. Remove 4 pin retainers 34, suppression guide pins 35, traction motor can be removed. Remove the 8 bolts 36, lock washer 37, 4 pedestal binders. And it shows your check the brake rigging has been disconnected so the frame 39 is lifted from the wheels. Warning: components of the locomotive are heavy and may be awkward to handle. Use correct lifting procedures to indicate lift device assistance for the other personnel to avoid injury. 18. Place suitable support device on the traction motor jaw to support traction motor when frame is lifted. 19. Use a half-inch assembly may be lifted by swinging bracket pins on the corner of the frame. Attach suitable lift device 4 corner frames 39, lifting frame, traction motor, wheel assembly 41. And then it shows 60, 60, 61, 60, 62, 61, 59, 39, and then the brake column and the bolster and the side springs. Lower the frame 39, suitable supporting lift device, remove chain for the 4 equalizer 40 to the frame 39, remove equalizer. Spacers 43, shims 44, move 4 bolts 40, 55, lock washer 46, 47, the nuts 47, spring seats 48, separate 4 equalizers 40, remove 4 cotter pins 49, pins 50, 12 metal spacer 51, 4 vertical brake levers 52, move 4 cotter pins 53, castle nuts 54, springs 55, washers 56, brake head 57, the brake head's 58, move 8 bolts 59, lock washer 60, nuts 61, 2 brake cylinders 62, tighten 4 nuts 63 until the suspension assembly is compressed to 10 inches and then remove suspension assembly 64. Make sure the center plate rings are marked before removal. Remove 8 bolts 66, lock washer 67, felt dust cover 65, center plate rings 68. Warning: use dry cleaning solvent with the PD680 is toxic flammable. Wear protective goggles and gloves. Use only well ventilated areas. Avoid contact with skin and eyes closed. Do not breathe vapor. Do not use near open flame. Excessive heat. Flash point of 100 138 degrees. If you become dizzy, get fresh air immediately. Get medical aid. Wash your eyes and get medical aid immediately. Compressed air used on cleaning purposes will not exceed 30 psi. Do not use compressed air against skin. Use goggles and full face shield. Use dry cleaning solvent to clean metal parts with the dry compressed air. Inspect pedestal liners with cracks. Excessive wear Use table 3-6 of the check wear limit to replace for the damaged pedestal line within the measurements are not obtained. Inspect side bearings. Table 3-6 check wear limited to replace the damaged side bearing wear plates if damage of these measurements are not obtained. Inspect center casting with a wear plate with excessive wear. Table 3-6 check wear limited to replace for damaged plates or oil fittings or their fittings of the measurement are not obtained. Inspect brake rod, levers, pins, and other rigging wearing cracks or breaks. Replace for the defective parts. Inspect for springs, suspension, bars, crack, brakes, or other damages. Replace for the defective parts. Inspect frame, bolster, equalizer cracks. Repair cracks, grooving, welding, grinding smooth. Inspect below cracks or damage. Replace for the damage. Inspect dust cover with cracks or damage. Replace for the damage. Inspect remaining parts of the damage. Replace as necessary. For the table 3-6 for the truck assembly data. Alright, then it shows your truck assembly data. Assembly. Components of the truck assembly are heavy and may be awkward to handle. Use correct lifting with a procedure that indicate lift the device assistance of the other personnel to avoid injury. Tighten 4 nuts until suspension 63 when until the suspension assembly 64 is compressed for the maximum. Place suspension assembly against the bolster between the lugs. Release tension and suspension assembly 63 into all 4 suppression guide pins 35, 4 pin retainers 34. Install 2 brake cylinders 62, secure with 8 bolts, 59 lock washers, 60 nuts 61. Install 4 brake heads, 58 brake pad pins, 57 washer, 56 spring, 55 gas nuts, 54 cotter pins, 53. Install 4 vertical brake levers, 52 with a 12 metal spacer, 51 secure pin, 4 pins, 50 cotter pins, 49. Install 4 springs, 50 speeds, 48 and 4 equalizers, 40 secure 4 lock washer, 46 nuts, 47 bolts, 45. Notes, number springs must be installed with a zigzag pattern starting with 1 nearest to the bolster. Install slower number spacers 43 within spring seats, 48 with the added shims 44. Install 8 coil springs 42 with a coil spring shim with equal height and use a half-inch heavy chain with a secure fuel 4 equalizer 40 to the frame 39 4 corners of the truck assembly. Components. Components of the locomotive are heavy and may be awkward to handle. Use the correct lifting procedure to indicate lifting device the system for the other personnel to avoid injury. Attach suitable lift device to the 4 corners of the frame 39. Lift frame over the traction motor wheel axle assembly. Slowly lower frame 39. Check with the pedestal frames enters the jaw and roller bearing journal boxes on axles. Note, when installing traction motors and suspension, assembly traction motor must be tilted up so that the traction motor jaw starts and spring assembly from the bottom. Check the traction motor jaw lines up with the suspension assembly 64. Install the 2 suspension safety hangers 33 that secure the 4 self-locking nuts 32, bolt 31. Install the 2 bellows 30, retainer 29, secure bolts 12 bolts 27, lock washers 28. Install 4 pedestal binders 38 and secure 8 lock washers 37, bolts 36. Install 2 standard brackets 26, secure 16 bolts 25, secure lock nuts 24. Alright, install the 2 slack adjuster heads 16, secure 2 pins, 15 cotter pins 14. Install 4 equalizer rods 19, secure 8 pins 18, 8 cotter pins 17. Connect 2 air lines 22 to the brake cylinder 62. Install gasket 23, secure lock washer 21, 4 bolts 20. For the Tech-EM 55, 22, 10, 22, 3, and 12 with adjusted brakes. Install dust cover 65, 8 bolts 66, lock washer 67 on center plate ring 68. Installation, apply graphite pancake center plate ring 68 to cover the entire rear surface. Roll truck assembly into position under locomotive warning. Components of the locomotive are heavy and may be awkward to handle. Use correct lifting procedure to indicate lifting device assistance to other personnel to avoid injury. 63. Use suitable lifting device in the lower locomotive. Check that the male center ring enters the center plate ring 68 without binding. Note, to install the swing bracket pins, locomotive must be raised slowly with a suitable lifting device so that the pins may be worked in swing brackets. Install 2 spring bracket pin 13, secure the 4 cotter pins 12 with connect the air hose brake cylinder connections 11, secure the clamp 10 and lock washer 9 bolt 8. Install 4 sander hose 7, secure 8 U-bolt 6, 16 nuts 5. Install handbrake connection chain 4, secure pin 3, cotter pin 2. Connect 8 traction motor electrical leads 1, terminals, move tags, wrap connections, insulating tape. Check side bearing clearance and corners with a table 3-6. Alright, that was your truck assembly. Alright, we got well, check and see if this is in our list. We'll cut the tape there.